Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to do a Thursday night Magic Online event. This is a Gatecrash draft, so very familiar with this. Never done a TNMO before, only just discovered that it existed, even. I sort of knew that it existed in the back of my mind, but I didn't know it was Thursdays. It's a Gatecrash draft. It is 2 packs for 2 wins and 3 packs for 3 wins, I believe. EV is very, very low. It's a Phantom event, and the entry is 5 tickets. So where Gatecrash is concerned, you only really gain 1 ticket by successfully going 2 and 1. But I'm guessing the quality of the draft is going to be slightly lower. It does seem to be a more casual event. So we will see how this goes. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we get. Okay. It being a Phantom event is very, very good. It means we can ignore anything that we're not interested in. This pack is very good. We have Croconura, which is the first pick, like the best green common, as I've mentioned several occasions. We have Warmind Infantry, which is a very solid red common in Gruul and Boros. Pit Fight worked out very well for me the last time I first picked Pit Fight. Balustrade Spy is a very solid creature in black, though I wouldn't first pick it. I'd be looking to first pick in black something that had Extort. Dinrova Horror, also very first pickable. I'm always tempted to take this here and try Dimir again, because it's a more casual event, but I will take Croconura because it is insane. It's such a good card. And I've started to fall in love with the Simic deck, because you don't get cut from it. If you see you're being cut from it, you can go Gruul. We get past a Hellkite Tyrant? I understand that it is a 6-drop, but it's a 6-drop 6/5 flying trampler that the rest of the format can't actually deal with, I think? I'm not sure how you pass that card. He's taken an uncommon over it. It must have been a Guild Mage, because I can't think of a single uncommon I would pick over a Hellkite Tyrant. Well, I guess we're going Gruul. I guess we're going ramp Gruul, as opposed to small Gruul with Spire Tracers and things, because we can't let that go past. Red is clearly open, and Madcap Skills is still there as well, so yes, we'll definitely take that. And we'll pick up a Warmind Infantry. Wojek Halberdiers indicates that Boros is also open. We know that red is open anyway. Like, if you had a choice between these 2 cards and you wanted to go Boros, you would take the Wojek Halberdiers. It's more of a colour commitment, but if you're going Boros, you want to be all in anyway, and this is a very, very solid creature. In our deck, I do believe we want the Warmind Infantry more. Hellkite Tyrant isn't the sort of creature you want to play in the Boros deck. The premium 6-drop there is the Angelic Skirmisher. So here we'll take a Warmind Infantry. There is also Spire Tracer if you wanted to go down that route. White may not be as open as it may appear. There are no Extorters here, so we're definitely staying away from that plan. 4th pick Homing Lightning is just brilliant. It's a shame to be passing Ivy Lane Denizens around, because that card is very good. Blue we're being cut out of as well, so it's excellent that we've first picked a Croconura and we've gone red as opposed to going Simic, because we are being cut out of the blue side of the Simic deck. Cartel Aristocrat, a card to note in that previous pack, because it's a very solid 2-drop. But because it doesn't have Extort, it doesn't generally get picked. Here Here we could take an armoured transport. As the format goes on, I find that card just doing increasing amounts of work. It always gets in damage until they've got a blocker big enough to deal with it. It holds Cypher cards really well, it holds Madcap skills incredibly well, and it just beats down really hard. It enables Battalion. It's an all-round fantastic card. It's appropriately costed for how good it is at attacking in. Certainly going to take it as a creature over Scorchwalker. I find a little bit fragile, though maybe Scorchwalker is the pick. Armoured transports tend to go a little bit later than they should, whereas Scorchwalkers probably won't. Now, I said that we were being cut from blue, but then we get past these. I wouldn't really want a Bomber Core, I don't think. Fortress Cyclops isn't really what we want to be doing here. We don't really want to go Naya yet, at least. I'll take the Hands of Binding. Though, we're not even playing that, are we? We're certainly not blue. With all the we've barely green, in all honesty. That being the case, maybe I take like a Night Watch or a Fortress Cyclops, because we may end up being big Boros by the looks of things. We'll take Bomber Core. It's still on colour. Yeah, the green has really dried up, and so we have a Simic drafter close to us, which indicates that we should probably go for more... I guess we go for more Boros-oriented cards, though that doesn't leave us with much at the moment. We'll take the Thunder Fist, though I'm always tempted by the Naturalize even this early. Here we get past the second Bomber Core, which I'm very happy to take. I'm certainly more happy to take it though than the Adaptive Snapjaw. If you can get multiples of this card, it's very good. So we're basically mono-red splashing Croconura at the moment, which is a bit awkward. Psychic Strike Wheels, none of these cards are interesting to us. We'll take the Riot Gear just as vaguely playable. Martial Glory gets past, we'll certainly pick up that. If we happen to see that Boros Guildgate back, we'll take that, and we may end up going Naya. Yeah, the green has not been flowing at all. After those first few Ivy Lane Denizens, Ivy Lane Denizen is a fantastic card. It's like Bomber Core in the sense it gets incredibly good in multiples, but unlike Bomber Core, it's very good on its own. I know this isn't a real draft, but we'll cut the Thespian stage. No one else wants it. All of these cards are unplayable. Shielded Passage is slightly less playable. As I've mentioned before, it is a slightly weaker... It is a poor man's... We get a last pick Night Watch, which is very good. Shielded Passage is a poor man's Boros Charm. Well, we're definitely red. Not going to lie, definitely red. In terms of our other colour, we could go green or white. I'm not entirely sure which will... We're most likely to see green because we didn't pass that much, especially since we were being cut out of it. The problem is we then won't get that in pack 3. It might be worth instead going sort of heavy Boros and seeing what Boros cards we can now pick up. It's a shame because Hellkite Tyrant is very difficult. It's not very difficult to cast in Boros, but you kind of want the game to be over before you even reach that point. It may be wise to pick up Mugging. Mugging is a premium card anyway, but to pick Mugging higher than maybe, say, a very good creature, just so we can make the late game and slam Hellkite Tyrant. I guess we're going white then. There is not a single good green card here for us. There's Burst of Strength is the only mono green card that I would want to play ever, and Aurelius Fury. That's a bomb. Not gonna lie. So we'll take Aurelius Fury, and we're most likely going Boros. We could still be going Naya. We could go Naya Ramp and go from there on it. Especially since here we're not being passed any good white cards. The rare has been taken, which I guess was a white card, or something similar to Aurelia's Fury. I will take Slaughterhorn. We'll stay with the Gruul plan, and we can splash this off a couple of guild gates. We'll see how much green flows and how much white flows, and just sort of try and take the best red card in the pack, or one of the two splash colours, and make a decision halfway through as to which is our second main colour and which is our splash colour. That has to be what we do, because currently we're not committed either way, which is an interesting position to be in, because you can still work out what the signals are going to be like. As I've said, taking green now means that we actually get some green cards, whereas we weren't focusing on white in the first pack, so we may have passed quite a lot of good white anyway. So that may be a lost cause, and maybe something we just need to splash for this. We receive a gift in Scar Guildmage, so we're very happy to take that. We're seeing a lot of Boros Guildgates go around. Hopefully in this pack that will wheel, because we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so that one might wheel. It would be good if it did. Rage Beast isn't something we really want. Arrows of Justice I like far more than many people do, so I will take the removal. Again, we're passing another Boros Guildgate. This is where in pack 3 we see no Guildgates ever, but we'll happily take Arrows of Justice here. Gruul Rage Beast again isn't really a card we want to play. We're stretching to 6. 7 would be going far too far. We currently have 9 creatures, which is a fairly decent number. 9 creatures in the middle of pack 2 with, well, not even the middle yet, we're sort of 4 picks in, with a lot of very good other cards to splash. We're not splashing the Night Watch, if green is our second main colour, which I think it is at this point. We may splash the Martial Glory. It is a poor man's giant growth in this deck. If we pick up another couple of Slaughterhorns, we'll certainly cut that, but we're definitely splashing the Aurelia's Fury off 1 guild gate and a Plains, most likely, from all the guild gates we keep passing, and they're all in our colour, our splash colour. It's somewhat annoying that that's the case. I guess I can appreciate why Arrows of Justice isn't liked quite so much, because it does lose to Martial Glory in particular. We get past another gift in Gore Clan Rampager. Card is absolutely brilliant. We may end up going the Spire Tracer route if we continue to get good Blood Rush cards. There's nothing else here for us. Again, there's no white being passed in either direction, so I'm very happy to be Gruul here. I think I want Active Treason over the second Scorchwalker. As I've said, Scorchwalker isn't a card I'm hugely fond of. It's a bit fragile if you have to play it as a 5/1. The Blood Rush is excellent because it does cause huge problems for your enemies. Scorchwalker is very good with Miming Slime, though we have passed that already. We might see it back, though I think the Simic Draft are a couple up from us with us snap that up. Ruination Worm is the alternative here, but we have a 6-drop already. This is fine, it's a perfectly serviceable card, but I will prefer Active Treason here. Here I will take Ivy Lane Denizen. As I said, the card is very good. We're quite light on the green creatures at the moment. We are looking to pick up some more green. I favour it higher over Massive Raid and Skullcrack, though. A Millennial Gargoyle, we're not that desperate for creatures yet. It's not something that fits in with this deck. Here we pick up a Zertar Swine, which we are super happy to take. It's a shame to be passing Verdant Haven because it would fix our mana, but Zertar Swine is excellent. Here I will take the Boros Guildgate over those 2 creatures. Ripscale Predator I do like. but we do need to fix our mana, and I can't guarantee we're going to see any of those other Boros Guild gates come round to us, so I will take the Boros Guild gate here. That could be a mistake, I'm not going to lie, that could be a mistake, but I'm happy to do it there. We'll take Navscore Commandos, get that out of the way. Fantasy Street Denizen, we might play it if we end up being quite small instead of quite large. Spire Tracer we may even play as well. Hydroform is unplayable, but we'll take it, I suppose. So this is where we're at the moment. We have 18 playables, we just need 5 more from the last pack. Foundry Street we're not entirely happy with, though we do have a lot of red creatures. We're looking to just fill out our curve at the 2s and 3s, maybe pick up a Madcap skills would be excellent, and just possibly some ramp. We would certainly be happy with a couple of Greenside Watchers to untap the gates. We'll play both of these gates and possibly Plains as well. I do like having one untapped source of my splash colour, just because if you get stuck with Aurelia's Fury in hand and you need that white mana, you know it's coming in tapped unless you have a dedicated source that will come in untapped. We open another Hellkite Tyrant. That's quite amusing. Wow. There's no green card either. Pit Fight is the alternative, and that's perfectly fine. But I like the amusing thing of having 3 mythics in our deck. In our Phantom Draft deck, we have 3 mythics, one of which may be worth something eventually. Ooh. I know we said we were taking Mugging, but ooh. Well, Firemane Avenger. Apparently the person to our right just hates bombs, because he's passed us Pack 1 Hellkite Tyrant, Pack 3 Firemane Avenger. He must be forcing Simic, surely. Only someone who's forcing Simic passes this, and then doesn't pass us any green. It's very interesting. We will now definitely be playing the one Plains in addition to our white sources. I'm quite happy with this Naya deck at the moment. It's quite an interesting curve we have, and we do need to fill that out a little bit. We get past Rubble Hulk as well. I kind of want to just take that. The undisciplined in me does just want to slam Rubble Hulk, and I think now we may be Spire Tracer deck, because Rubble Hulk? That's fine. Rubble Hulk is an excellent creature. I'll take it. Sure, why not? Let's just go all in on our Blood Rushy plan. Now we'll take a Spire Tracer. There's certainly nothing else in the pack for us. We have 1 Act of Treason already, so taking a second Spire Tracer is good. I think I'd rather play it over the Foundry Street Denizen if it comes to it. Jeez, we're getting past this as well? Why are we getting past this? That seems like a mistake. This is what, 4th pick? This is 4th pick, so there's no Boros drafters that side of the table. In our deck I think we would prefer another Act of Treason. We can't really go too heavily into white. Can we? No, we can't. Oh, I have to cut it though. I can't let someone else have that. And now we're getting past Halberdiers. I guess we're just going 3 colour straight up. Because again, we're not being passed any good green or red, really. No, actually, I think in this situation I will take the Armoured Transport. Especially with all the Blood Rush we have, that's a very good card to pick up. Because it means that they're never blocking it, so blood rushing onto it is just so much better. Here I'll take a 3rd Guild Gate and I will play all of those. 3rd Spire Tracer? Sure. This is kind of the deck we're going for. 4th Guild Gate? Is that excessive? I feel that might be excessive. Though at the same time, we do have these. And we may just want to play them all. We've got a Naturalize already in the sideboard. 4th guild gate does feel excessive. We have 21 creatures out of our 28 playables. We'll take the Massive Raid. And we'll take Hellraiser Goblin. I don't like that card, but I'll take it. Primal Visitation isn't a card we want to play. Yeah, so we got past a lot of good stuff. We're not playing the Foundry Street Desert because the Spire Tracers are much better. We're probably only playing 2 Spire Tracers. We're definitely running the Armoured Transport. I'm just thinking in terms of cards that normally you don't really consider as being necessarily good. We may, as much as I hate to say it, we may only play the 1 Hellkite Tyrant. Because the top end of our curve is looking a little bit embarrassing at the moment. We'll certainly play Rubble Hulk and Zertar Swine. 1 Hellkite Tyrant certainly, and Aurelius Fury. I'm not quite sure what happened with this draft. I think at least 2 Spire Tracers, if not all 3, because it gives us early game. It gives us aggressive early game. And also the 3 Spire Tracers means that Massive Raid becomes much better, because by turn 3 we'll have a board presence, and we could even slam Massive Raid as a removal spell right there and then. The 2 Bomber Core I'm very happy to play. The Towering Thunderfist probably isn't seeing play, even though it's a very good colour. It's a very good card to splash for the white splash, because we're incidentally getting benefits off that anyway. In terms of what we want to play, we've got 7 cuts to make from the ones we've got here. I think 1 Hellkite Tyrant probably comes out. The Burst of Strength probably isn't seeing play. So that's 2, so we need to make another... No, I tell a lie. No, we've got 3 guild gates, so that's 26. So we've got 3 cuts to make. One of them has Hellkite Tyrant, so that's 2 cuts left. 2 cuts. I think I do want to run 2 guild gates and 1 dedicated white source, just so we can actually play a Plains untapped if we need to. So we have 2 cuts if we're cutting 1 Hellkite Tyrant. That seems like a mistake, though. The Tyrant is fairly funny. Homing Lightning is definitely seeing play. Those 2 definitely are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a good number of green creatures, so Ivy Lane Denizen probably stays in. This is very difficult to make some cuts here. Like, the Bomber Cores are quite weak, but they give us something to do on turn 2. And we've got so many ways of activating Battalion on turn 3. We've got Hellraiser Goblin and Sky Knight Legionnaire and Act of Treason. We can do some serious amounts of damage with that. I do want to get the insanity of Hellraiser Goblin into Firemane Avenger. That would make my day. Okay, so all participants have finished drafting. Let's get into our deck the things we're definitely playing. The nuts things that we picked up throughout the draft, and there were quite a few of them. So that's 15. Zertar Swine's definitely coming in. Rubble Hulk is definitely coming in as well. Armoured Transport is one of our excellent beaters. We'll put both Bomber Cores in because I think we do need the 2 drops. I think Scorchwalker comes in, and our last spot is between Sky Knight Legionnaire, the 2nd Hellkite Tyrant, and the 3rd Spire Tracer. Out of those 3, I believe I would like to see Sky Knight Legionnaire the most. Or would I? This is tricky, because if we take Sky Knight Legionnaire, it means we really want these early drops. Though I suppose it is good just because we do need aerial stuff. We need something to hold the air, and currently we haven't got any of that. So maybe that's correct. Maybe we bring that in. Or maybe we run Martial Glory. Martial Glory is a decent trick. We are kind of a tricksy deck. Especially with Hellraiser Goblin, Martial Glory becomes very good. Just allows you to drop Hellraiser Goblin, much happier to do so just because you're not being blown out by them having blockers. So maybe Martial Glory is correct. We have 17 creatures already. Martial Glory can act as a removal spell as well, so yeah, I think Martial Glory will put in instead of those 3. I don't think any of those are incorrect to put in. I think maybe the Hellkite Tyrant is the weakest of the 3 to put in. And I think maybe it was a mistake to take it, though I can't remember. I think it was that or a Pit Fight. And Pit Fight is a very good card, especially in Gruul, but I wanted the option of being able to play it. I didn't realise we were going to get a Rubble Hulk as well. If we didn't have the Rubble Hulk, that would be in instead. But the amount of choice Blood Rush we have is excellent. We've got the Zertar Swine, the Rubble Hulk, the Gore Clan Rampager, 1 Scorchwalker and Slaughterhorn. We've got every good one that we could possibly want. We will see how much land it suggests. It suggests 3 white sources, so I think 2 Guild Gates and the Plains will be fine. The alternative, because we're not running the Sky Knight Legionnaire, I think that's the reason. We do want consistently to hit Firemane Avenger and things like that, so I think 3 white sources is fine. We want significantly more green than it thinks, because we do want Spire Traces on turn 1, so we'll bring that up to 3, bring that down, put that up. So I think, yeah, 7/7/1 with 2 Guild Gates, that should be fine. We have sufficient. We have 3 sources of white, which is absolutely fine. We only want 1 at any point, and then only only for certain spells. So I think this is fine. It's just 3 spells that require it. So I will ship this and see you in round 1. Hopefully this deck works quite well. I think it will do. I think we've got a very solid base of creatures, and we've got a slightly odd curve that starts at 3 rather than starting at 2 or 1, which isn't ideal, and it's quite heavy late game, but hopefully we'll do okay. So I'll submit this and I'll see you in round 1.